People of the internet, for those who are joining in for the first time, thank you very much for having me. And in today's topic, we are going to discuss about MMR. MMR is an abbreviation of the word maternal mortality rates, mostly in Eastern African countries. So it's a very wide topic. It's a very wide headline that in recent past or in the recent cases, there have been a lot of assumptions, there have been a lot of facts that has been proved, though we are making steps, but still the steps are very, very low that I don't believe the government or the government that are in place are doing something to assist or to help, because remember, we are losing our women. Now, without taking much of your time, kindly do not move an inch. And thank you very much for joining this particular session. Thank you very much if it's your first time joining the Survival Men series. Kindly help by subscribing. You're not only helping me, but you're also helping you and the friends that surround you. Now, direct to the point. We have got cases of where maternal mortality rates are caused by the individuals themselves, who are our women, our sisters, our mothers, our wives, and those that are caused by the hospitals. In this first video, what I'll be doing, I'll just be focusing on those that are caused by facilities or hospitals per se. Then in the next video, I'll be talking about those that can be avoided that are caused by ourselves, the patient, our wives, our sisters, our mothers, our friends. Now, maternal mortality rate. One of the major causes is excessive bleeding. PPH. It's excessive bleeding, but on recent cases, what I've heard or what I've seen, there are some techniques that are being made. And there's some kits that are being produced such that they'll be measuring the amount of blood that this particular individual has lost for the particular hospital or the particular individual who's working on them, the nurses and the doctors, to know the kind of step they're supposed to take to work on it. Now, what are some of the causes that can be avoidable? I call them human error. Number one, I spoke about earlier about the same thing in my recent videos, though I never expounded on them. Number one is having employed non-qualified staff. You know, when you go to these particular hospitals or facilities, you don't know if someone is qualified or not. You just walk in there and find someone wearing a white robe and some stethoscope. For those who don't know stethoscope, those two stuff that they use, they hang on their necks here and they try to check your breathing patterns. And you think this person is a doctor. Just for your information, when you go to these clinics around your neighborhood, you'll never find a doctor. You'll either find an MO who is a medical officer, or a CEO who is a clinical officer, or a normal nurse. A doctor has a speciality. You cannot just have a normal doctor. But what you hear mostly here in Kenya, daktari ako pale, just a medical officer. There's not much experience in it as far as I'm concerned. It's not my profession. I cannot expound on the differences much more. So once you have an unqualified staff, they're bound to make mistakes because they've never encountered some scenarios or what happened to some extent. Last but not least, in this next point, the other thing that causes MMR, and it's by human error that can be avoided. Once you have lack of qualified staff, what happens? You don't have what you call enough equipment. Enough equipment is like you don't have what you call a blood banks. You don't have the oxygen tanks. You don't have proper facilities like the bed, like enough surgery rooms, or enough what do you call those beds where the women are being laid when they're going to give birth. What happens? Even if some of them are there, this person was unqualified, does not know even how to operate them, does not even know how to perform an emergency CS. Some of them even don't end up even finishing their own classes that they are supposed to attend, if it's the nursing one, or it's the medical officer one, or it's the clinical officer one. They want shortcuts. Remember, when you walk into these particular facilities, there's no particular signage that has been written. This one is an underqualified, this one is a trainee, and this one is a what. You go there with whole faith. You trust these particular hospitals, you trust these particular clinics, you trust this particular, that you'll be given the best of the best medical service. Shock on you. Another thing is understaffed. The first one was unqualified. The next one was the facilities. Now here it is being understaffed, and this one is caused by these particular facilities. They don't want to pay the top dollar. They don't want to pay the top Kenyan shilling to get the best clinical officers, medical officers, or the nurses. They want to take those who are not who are cheap. They say cheap is expensive to some extent. Those who are unqualified, so they're being understaffed. You find that a particular hospital is taking inpatients, more than around 10 of them in a particular night, and they only have 2 nurses to run through them the whole night. Chances of making mistakes are more than 100%. I'm a victim, I know. There's a court session that I have been attending, and you hear the stories and you just shake your head. You're like, is this really happening? A certain nurse, I can remember, literally just told that she was attending to 4 patients. Out of these 4, 3 of them were from the CS. How is that even possible? Again, remember, once you're understaffed, my next 4th point is that you'll be overcrowded. Sometimes, it's just a hospital, it's a maternity wing. You can have 10 mothers who've come in the morning and 10 more come in the evening. You're talking about 20 of them. What happens? You're bound to make mistakes. You're bound to make mistakes. Last but not least, again, after all is said and done, now, we've said number 1, you don't have qualified nurses or doctors. Let me call them staff. Number 2, you don't have enough facilities in case of emergency. That's the blood bank, the hospital beds, or the oxygen tanks. Now here you're being understaffed, meaning you don't have qualified nurses or qualified doctors or nurses or or those people who perform the surgery, or gynecologists per se. Now this is the shocker one, and it hurts so much because these facilities, some of them don't even have ambulances, and even if they have ambulances, those in ambulances are not even equipped. The other day, someone lost their lives in Nairobi, Eastland side, simply because the hospital that were within their proxy could not find an ambulance to come and pick them up. And when one was found, what happened? It never had what you call the oxygen mask or something close to that. I can't remember the details. So yes, so the question is, you have them, but they're not fully equipped, or you don't have them. These are just but to mention a few, the maternal mortality rate, and you wonder why these things are increasing each and every day. The deaths outside there, you cannot even talk about them. Could you believe it if I told you that in an average of 100,000 women, in Kenya alone, you have an average of 2 women dying each and every day? You wouldn't take my word for it. Go. Do the research. It's there. Yes, we're trying to reduce our numbers. Eastern African countries like Tanzania, they've brought the numbers as low as 250 to around 300 women in a lifespan of 1 year out of 100,000 women. Uganda still is around 500. Kenya is still around 500. Rwanda, the numbers are around 400. I'm talking of data of 2024, 2025. There are countries like South Africa, it's like 2 or 3 in a whole 100,000 women. So what are we going to do about it? I like giving this short story to each and every person that I meet, that if I come to a hometown, let's assume I go back to the United States and I've gone to visit a friend of mine, and I just land, and the first question I'll ask him, can you tell me where the best hotel is at, where I'll get value for money, my goods will not be stolen, their food will be okay, their hospital, their beds are not infested with the what you call bed bugs or whatnot. That's what's supposed to be happening with the hospitals. Do not let a fellow sister, do not let a fellow auntie, do not let a fellow mom, do not let a fellow wife of yours go to this particular house without you doing the background check. Check the cases online. Every time you see a social media influencer marketing a particular facility, do not go to that hospital. There's a reason why they're marketing. In Kiswahili, we do say that kizuri chajiuza, kibaya kinajitembeza. Something that is good will just sell itself. Something that is bad will go marketing each and every place. Do you know, according to the Kenya Medical Practitioners and Dentists Board Unit, KMPDU, it is illegal to advertise even a hospital. It's illegal to put big billboards outside there advertising a hospital. Have you ever seen a church advertising itself? Or a mosque? Or a temple for that matter? Yet we want to go where celebrities are going and you don't ask yourself why. Speak. Share this video with as many friends as possible. Watch these videos that are coming up. We are forming a team. We need men to come out there and talk about it. The recent case is what happened in Nakuru. And it's because of negligence. No one wants to take accountability. I'm a victim. Don't let the person who's seated next to you become a victim again. Do not let that person become a victim. Remember, if you don't speak about it, you'll end up talking about things that do not matter. Watch the videos, join the live shows in this particular session. Check you out in the next one. Peace.